Hello, High Point kids. Today is going to be a great day. I don't know about you, but I love sharing. Today we will learn all about how God helps us share the gospel. What are some things that God helps you with? Well, let's find out together.
Feel the wonder, say his name, watch the darkness slip away, put your power on display, say goodbye to fear and shame. We won't stop coming after you, we won't move until you move, come and do what only you can do, come and do what only you can do. We won't stop coming after you, we won't move until you move, come and do what only you can do, come and do what only you can do. Signs and wonders in his name. We won't stop coming after you, we won't move until you move, come and do what only you can do, come and do what only you can do. We won't stop coming after you, we won't move until you move, come and do what only you can do, come and do what only you can do.
What's up, High Point kids? In today's Bible story, we'll hear all about two friends who were sent out on a very important mission. But before we get to that, I need some help packing. Do you think you could give me some ideas for what I should pack on my trip? When I plan for a trip, I know there will be some things I will definitely need. Things like a toothbrush, clean socks, and definitely my pillow. What do you pack in your suitcase? Wow, I'm impressed. You guys are some serious packers. Those are some really important things. Now, I want you to continue to think of some things you need to pack for a trip. Like if you were leaving today, what would you pack? But this time, I'm gonna give you the first letter of a word. And your job is to guess what that word is. Remember, these words are all things you might pack for a trip. Let's try one together. What if I say the letter S? Your job is to yell out something that you would take with you on a trip that starts with S. You might shout out shoes or even soap. Okay, think you got it? Let's do it. How about the letter T? What would you pack? Can you think of something that starts with a T that you need to pack in your suitcase? How about t-shirt, teddy bear? Great job. I'm sure you had some really good ideas. Now, how about the letter B? What would you bring? Blanket, bathing suit. I'm sure you had some really good ideas, packing essentials for sure. Remember that whatever you bring and wherever you go, all people need to hear the good news of Jesus, and God will help us share that news with others.
There's nowhere you won't go, nothing you won't do, no place that I could hide. You're always in pursuit, I'm never too far gone, always in your side. When I wait for you, you're always right on time. You're always pursuing, always pursuing, always pursuing me. More than the air I breathe, I need you here with me. And you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop. And you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop chasing me. You made a way for me, opened up the door. Jesus, you have my heart, now and forevermore. You're always pursuing, always pursuing, always pursuing me. More than the air I breathe, I need you here with me. And you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop. And you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop chasing me. More than the air I breathe, I need you here with me. And you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop. And you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop chasing me. You're always pursuing, always pursuing, always pursuing me. Your love is chasing, your love is chasing, your love is chasing me. You're always pursuing, always pursuing, always pursuing me. Oh, your love is chasing, your love is chasing, your love is chasing me. More than the air I breathe, I need you here with me. And you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop. And you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop chasing me. More than the air I breathe, I need you here with me. And you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop. And you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop chasing me. No, you never, and you're never gonna stop, never gonna stop.
Remember that game we played earlier? You know, the one where Pastor Marty gave us a letter and our job was to shout out a word that started with that letter? Well, let me ask you this. Do you know who is always with you, no matter where you go? That's right, God is always with you, and He helps us do things that we could never do on our own. Well, in just a moment, we will hear today's Bible story about two friends who were sent on a very important trip and were given a job to do. What did God help them do? Let's listen and find out.
Saul, who was also known by his Roman name, Paul, was with the church in Antioch. The Holy Spirit chose Paul and another believer, Barnabas, for a special work. So they obeyed and left Antioch. God led Paul and Barnabas to tell the good news about Jesus to not only the Jews, but the Gentiles, or people who were not Jews. Paul and Barnabas traveled to Lystra. Paul healed a man there who had never been able to walk. The people saw what Paul had done, and they thought Paul and Barnabas were gods. They began to worship them, but Paul and Barnabas tore their clothes and shouted, "No, we are not gods. We are men, just like you. We want to tell you the good news of God." Then some people showed up from Antioch and Iconium, cities where Paul and Barnabas had preached about Jesus. These people caused trouble so that the people in Lystra turned against Paul and Barnabas too. They threw stones at Paul and dragged him out of the city. They thought he was dead, but the believers in Lystra gathered around Paul. And he got up. The next day, Paul and Barnabas went to the city of Derbe. They told people there about Jesus, and many people believed. Then Paul and Barnabas went back to Lystra and to Iconium. They encouraged the believers there to continue in the faith. They told the believers that they would face suffering because they believed in Jesus. Paul and Barnabas also chose leaders for the churches. Finally, Paul and Barnabas returned to the church at Antioch. They reported everything God had done on their journey and how God had helped them share the good news with the Gentiles. Many people rejected the good news about Jesus, but God had a plan for Paul to share the gospel with Gentiles, no matter what troubles he faced. Many believed in Jesus. The church grew and the gospel spread so that people all over the world could be saved from their sin by trusting in Jesus.
Telling others about Jesus is a really important job. Thankfully, Jesus knew we would need help. Knowing that God is with us helps us to do important things like telling others about Jesus. That reminds me of our verse of the week, found in Matthew 28:19-20. Have you been practicing? I know I have. Well, let's get started. Matthew 28:19-20. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. Awesome job! You have been practicing. Let's say it again. Matthew 28:19-20. Go therefore and make disciples of all nations, baptizing them in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, teaching them to observe all that I have commanded you. Great job, everyone. Remember that God is with us as we go out and tell others about him.
Even though many people rejected the good news about Jesus, God continued to help Paul share the gospel with others. Because Paul knew that God was with him and would help him, and many more people gave their lives to Jesus. God continues to work in and through believers even today to help them tell others all about Jesus. Our job is the very same job that Paul and the other disciples had, and that's to go out and share the good news with people who do not know about Jesus. Spend time this week praying and ask God to help you share Jesus with others. But before we go, here are a few questions that you and your family can spend time this week thinking about. What was Paul's name before he became a follower of Jesus? Who sent Paul and Barnabas out on a missionary journey? What did they do everywhere they went? Who do you need to share the good news with this week?